Oh, Jesus, hot. You hot?
Only because you here.
It's looking sucky now. What up, y'all? Welcome back to our channel. It is Lobby and Trel for everyone who is new in the world. Today we wanted to come to you guys with a story time video on what, baby?
On how we met, how all this got started.
How all this came to be.
Yeah, it was around Thanksgiving and I was just bored. You know, so I was bored. I wasn't really actively dating or really pursuing, but I knew if I did get into a relationship, I did want it to be serious and with intention. So I just downloaded a dating app and was just, you know, swiping left, swiping right, swiping left, swiping right, reading the bios, seeing if it matched what I, you know, was attracted to, what I was interested in, and came across this lovely young lady's bio.
And keep in mind, y'all, like, I didn't even, okay, I made the app 8 months prior. Huh?
The account?
Yeah, the account. Oh yeah, the POF account. I made the account 8 months prior to him finding me on the app. Funny story, he didn't message me. Did you message me on the app? No, he didn't message me on the app. But I had totally forgot that I even made the account, that the app even existed. So
while I was on the app, you know, just...
And keep in mind, this is the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yep. Because
we didn't tell them how. I just want to keep a timeline of how fast this happened. So this is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. He's scrolling on the app.
So, yes, Thanksgiving, Saturday of Thanksgiving. In between that time, I was just messing around on the app, not really doing much of anything, just swiping left, swiping right. And I came across her profile. And I was like, oh wow, she's really pretty. And shot my shot.
Well, tell them.
Let me.
Tell them what made you shoot your shot. Okay, I feel like you're skipping parts.
I'm not skipping parts. Now let me finish.
Okay, man of God, go ahead.
So, yeah, when I saw her profile, it had all the qualities I was looking for. You know, God-fearing woman. Pictures were natural, down to earth, based on what she had on there. And I was like, okay. Saw her Instagram there as well, and I was like, well, a woman this fine is probably getting inbox through this app all the time. So I was like, let me go a little bit outside the box. Saw her Instagram. I had an Instagram, so I followed her. Shortly after she followed me back, so I was able to message her and, you know, just told her how I found her, introduced myself, and, you know, the rest, I just waited.
And crickets.
Yep, crickets. Like, I saw, you know, on Instagram, you can see when someone looks.
It's that scene, right. Well, because, okay, so let me tell y'all. So, he messaged me on the app. So, this is like the Saturday. I'm going to put a screenshot. It has the time and the date and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said something along the lines of like, hey, or like, hi, how are you? I found your whatever, POF. I found you on POF. I was something. So I followed him back, and in his bio, it said Morehouse. And I was like...
She had a bad experience with one of us in the past.
A lot of women have had bad experience with Morehouse men. So I literally was like, no, I'm not doing this again. Like I'm legit okay being single. I'm not gonna do this. Like I'm good. I'm straight. G. I'm straight. So I literally didn't respond.
So I mean, naturally, you know, you pick up the bootstraps and keep it moving. I was just kind of chilling. Like I said, I wasn't actively looking for anything, so no feelings were really hurt.
Right.
You just suck it up and keep going.
Right. So then something, and now that I'm looking back, it really was the Spirit of God. Literally kept telling me, I kept like, go back to that message, respond to that message, respond to that message, respond to that message. And if I knew back then that it really was the Spirit of God, I would have said, God, I'm not gonna play these games, or like, Satan, I'm not gonna play these games, or God, I told you I wasn't ready for a relationship, so I'm not doing this. So lo and behold, I responded because God wouldn't leave me alone. So I opened the app and I responded, and I think I just said, I opened the message on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
I opened the message and I think I just put hey.
Yep, that was it.
Hey, because I was like, I'm not with the mess. So, and plus after my last relationship was like so toxic, I wasn't trying to hear it. But reluctantly, I responded.
I could tell she was reluctant because when I saw, hey, after everything I said, you know, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. Oh, I found you on this. And I'd like to get to know you better. And hey, 24 hours later, and I'm sitting there looking at my phone like, hey.
Hey.
I was like, all right, let me change my attitude. Not gonna respond with a hey.
Okay, here's the screenshot so y'all can see. Hi, I'm Trel. I came across your profile on POF and figured I'd shoot my shot here. How are you doing today? Hi.
Hi. H-I. No period. No emoji. No exclamation point. Hi. And mind you, 24 hours later, I was kind of like.
Yeah, that's when I responded, like a whole day later. Almost to the hour.
Almost to the hour.
He said, I can't complain. It's been a good and productive day. What do you like to do? And I think I got a little attitude. I was like, well, my name is Lavondria. Hi. Y'all gotta remember that literally, like, thank God for deliverance and savior. I mean, is that the right terminology? For being saved? Whatever.
Deliverance.
Deliverance. I'm a little ratchet back in my old days. So, like, you know. So I was just like, hi, thanks for not asking for my name. Anyway,
that was my bad. That was my bad. I just I could read, so I just knew it was appropriate to introduce myself.
Right.
I knew what her name was. It was in the profile.
Yeah.
I just wasn't thinking.
I said, it has been a good day. Where are you from? And then I'm gonna just insert the rest of the screenshot so y'all can see. So basically, we go back and forth for about
45 minutes. I'd say
about 45 minutes. And then I said, God, because around this time I was saved, I was working on my faith, working on my relationship with Christ, and I literally like was praying to God very specifically on what I wanted in my, like, not just a boyfriend but a husband, like very, very specific. And so I was like, God, if I'm about to do this, we're about to do this. So I wanted to skip all the etc. and just talk on the phone, because I'm like, okay, because you know, typing, I'm not even really a texter. Trel knows this now. I'm not big on texting. So I say, what's your number? I'd rather talk on the phone to get to know you. So he gives me his number. I'll bleep it out so y'all can't see his number. And then I said, what? And then he said, when would you like to talk? And I said, are you free now? And so call. Also, side note, very smart thing to do. Tell them to give you their number versus me giving him.
Because if I was a creep, I could have just harassed him. But she could call. I call. She doesn't like the conversation. She could block me then and there, and that's it. But so we talked that night. I remember going to my car, and
around this time, okay, keep in mind, guys, he messaged me Saturday. It is now Sunday. Now watch how fast the story goes. Like, I just want y'all to see how fast God moves, because when God moves, he moves swiftly. Like, you blink and it's done. So I just want y'all to I just want to keep a timeline. So Saturday, you sent the message. Sunday, I responded. So now it's Sunday evening.
We're at Sunday evening. So we're talking on the phone, just, you know, pleasantries. Just nice to
kind of like 21 questions almost.
Yeah. That's kind of like was a nice little icebreaker. I mean, we talked a bit in the message, you know, talking about career aspirations and stuff. Then we were just asking,
like, what if I said what?
Favorite music.
I said, if you can only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would you listen to?
And then
we talked about a lot of other stuff. A lot of stuff that I can't even remember.
Yeah. We'd have to sit and think about it just to.
But that first initial phone call, 3 hours, easy.
Yep. And
easy.
The parts that music was the one, because I remember that because it was the question right before the main question, like the meat of the conversation.
Well, yes, because I was like, We gonna cut the BS.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna get straight to the point.
Straight
because I'm
to
dating intentionally. I'm not dating for hoops and hurrahs. I'm dating for marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, essentially. So I said, what's your biggest fear or regret? And
honestly, I forgot my answer. I've overcome it, but it was something small, not
no,
major.
it was nothing big.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Well, because
it was
our
an
first
answer.
conversation, so we weren't gonna be opening up our souls.
Right. Scaring the person away.
Right.
I don't even remember what it was. It was a legit.
It was a legit answer.
It was a legit answer, and I
think
meant
he said
it.
rejection.
That was what it was. Yep.
He said his biggest fear was rejection.
That was my biggest
I remember.
fear. Which is part of the reason why I wouldn't be actively searching for. Thank you. Actively searching for anyone, but then I, eventually got over that before we met. But it was a hurdle. It was a hurdle for a long time.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord for getting me over that.
Exactly.
And I asked.
He asked me the same question. He said, what is your biggest fear or regret? And I said, my biggest regret is losing my virginity. And I said it, and then I quickly said, keep it quickly.
No space in between.
No space. And I said, my biggest regret is losing my virginity. That is why now I am celibate and I'm not having any sex until I'm married. And then he responded with,
Now, I can tell by the way she said it. It was kind of like it's like, if you have any other intentions, it's dead.
Yeah.
Say it again. Repeat it.
I can't say it the way I
Well, she said, well, my biggest fear is regret is losing my virginity, but now I'm celibate. That's
period.
That's like when she said celibate, I can tell the way she said it. It was, and I'm just like, okay.
It didn't even shake this man of God. Look, come on,
I was sitting there.
Come on, God, come on.
I was sitting there. I was looking. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? I was sitting there like this. I remember looking at the phone, or it was on speaker, and I was like, I said, well, that works perfectly because I'm a virgin and I'm abstinent.
And I'm abstinent, and I was like, I was like, you what? Coming in?
Yep.
Because I would never in a million, bajillion, gazillion, quadrillion, that aren't even real numbers, y'all.
She made a number out of my name.
I never thought in an infinite amount of years that those words were gonna come out of this man of God's mouth, y'all. I did not. I can't look. He laughing. I thought he was gonna be like, "Oh, that's cool."
I respect that.
I respect it. Yeah, something like that. That's
dope.
exactly
That's dope.
right. That's cool. My homegirl doing something like that. Like that's.
My chick on the side doing something like that. She on the side.
I swear, my head's starting to hurt because I'm laughing so hard. That's exactly what I expected to come out of his mouth. But he said,
Flip the script with
I'm
the
a
truth.
virgin and I'm abstinent.
So we don't. And then I said we don't even have to worry about that. I'm glad. It's like, well, that's out the way.
Yeah, he was like, I'm glad we got that out the way. And that was really my goal in that first conversation anyway, was to see how, well, really just to hear his voice, see how he sounded. Because I mean, that's every girl's thing. To hear how he sounded, to see where and also to see where he stood with his faith, to see how he stood with celibacy and abstinence. It was a few things that I was like, check.
Yeah, a little checklist.
Yeah, in my mind, I was like, check. And so he said, oh, I have to go take my dad to the airport. Do you mind if I give you a call once I get back on campus? Because keep in mind, we both were still in college at the time. So he said, taking my dad to the airport, do you mind if I give you a call later? And I was like, sure. Never thought this man's gonna call me at 11 p.m. Well, no, you text me.
Yeah, I let her know.
He was very respectful. He said, hey, this is taking longer than I anticipated. I still have to drive back to Morehouse. Will you be awake when I get back? And honestly, y'all, I was so excited. This was the only thing on my mind since we hung up the phone. So, and I was in student teaching at the time, so I had to be up early the next day for student teaching. It was 11 o'clock. I was like, yeah, call me when you get back. Yeah, I'll be up.
And I was like, oh, okay.
He's like, all right, Dad, see you, love you.
I was like, all right, see ya. Alright, going. Mind you, it was kind of just between us thing, just talking. But we're at Sunday night, 11 o'clock. I get back to my dorm room, and we FaceTime. We just went ahead and FaceTime,
and I said, "You gotta excuse how I look, cause I had my bonnet, I had my glasses,
and
I had my pajamas. This wasn't the girl you saw with the makeup and the dolled up that you saw on Instagram or POF.
I saw you.
This is the go to sleep. I'm tired. I got bags."
I was like, I saw your pictures already, so I know what I'm working with.
He was like, it's fine. And so we got on FaceTime, and he said, like, literally all he kept saying over and over and over. You know what you kept saying. Go and tell him.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even remember.
I do.
Go. What were you saying, Boo?
God really took his time with you.
Yeah, he kept saying.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, he kept saying, wow, God really took his time with you. Wow. And I was just like... Something about our first interaction, just Saturday, not Saturday, Sunday period, from that first conversation on the phone to that first FaceTime call, it just felt so much different than anything I had experienced ever in my life. And I was just like, is this real? Is he real? Like, okay, I know he's real because we talked on FaceTime and I saw him in action, but I'm just like, is this real? And then that conversation lasted till about 2:30 in the morning. I think we're going into so much detail, but I like it. So yeah, that conversation lasted until about 2 o'clock in the morning. Keep in mind, I had to be up at like 5:30 in the morning, and I think what just put the cherry on top was before we hung up, he said, "Can I pray for you?" And I'm like, "Can you do what?" I'm just like, no. I'm just like, he ain't. At this point, I'm thinking he not real. Like, okay, he finna say the gag is. I don't know. The gag is. Like, I'm just waiting for the gag is, waiting for a flaw, or waiting for something, and it just never came. It never came, and so I'm just like.
And the same came for. I wasn't waiting. Not saying you were waiting to. Oh man, come on, I'm finding something, but.
Or like a red flag.
Right.
Because that's what I'm so used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't.
Or like
I wasn't really.
facade.
I wasn't really scouting for anything. I could tell she was being real from jump. So I was like, all right, well, there's no need to sift through. Is she lying? Is this some BS? All right, what's her ulterior motive? I was kind of like, well, I'm the one who shot my shot. So if anything, she's more concerned if I have an ulterior motive.
So okay, we're gonna fast forward a little bit.
Same thing happened for. I didn't mean to cut you. Same thing happened for what? About 3 days.
I'm about to get. Yeah, I'm about to get to that.
Okay.
So I'm about to fast forward a little bit. I know Baylapathy. About to fast forward a little bit. So you guys know what happened Saturday. He messaged me. Sunday I responded. We had those first 2 initial conversations. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It was like a pattern. I go to student teaching. He goes to classes and work and stuff. We get on the phone and talk all night. Tuesday, talk all night. Wednesday, talk all night. At this point, well, really about Tuesday, but I think up until this point we were like, okay, we've been talking consistently every day. Like, we knew it was a spiritual connection versus like a physical connection, or like we knew it was a spiritual connection. We knew very early on what it was. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day we're like, one day this week we have to meet. You know, like,
yep.
I know it hasn't even been a week or even 5 days yet, but we have to meet ASAP.
Yeah. And that Wednesday was my last day of classes for that whole reading period.
Before the break. Well, before finals week.
Yeah, before finals week. So
yeah.
That we spent that
Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night. Drove over there to Kennesaw.
So he drove up to Kennesaw, and
heart was beating the whole time. I was like, all right, today's the day to go over there. I remember walking to the car just to get into the car to drive up here to Kennesaw.
And this is how I knew he was nervous. Now looking back, now that I know him, this is how I know he was nervous. I think he made the wrong turn 3 separate times.
3 separate times on two, like it was like
on the same highway. On the same highway. In my defense, they were doing construction on like the connector to 285 to 75, so I had to actually keep going on 285, get off on the next exit, turn around, and then try to get on that connector to get to 75. Yeah.
I missed it 3 times.
Yeah. So like. Yeah. I know it was also had nerves to play with it.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
And it was dark outside.
I didn't know which turn to go with.
Yeah, he had never been up. Well, I think he'd been up to Kennesaw one time before, but not like
I didn't drive
meet somebody.
Up there, right.
And so you didn't drive. You rode with John.
Yeah.
So so Thursday night, boom, we meet. Keep in mind, we initially started talking on Sunday.
Yep.
5 days later, we meet in the flesh.
And we're hanging out, you know.
We're hanging out. We're having a good time.
Yep.
We're like talking to each other.
She cooked salmon. I was like, oh, this is good. She could throw it
I cooked
down.
that night.
Not that night, but I know maybe the next night or something. Well, no, I'm talking about
that Thursday night.
That Thursday.
Okay, y'all. Okay, this is gonna sound very, I don't want to say naive, but this is gonna sound very juvenile, and I don't advise anybody to do it, but I feel like I have great discernment, so this was something that I had even thought of before he even came, but he did come to my house that Thursday night. But like I said, it's really hard to put into words, but this wasn't, I could tell that he wasn't like other guys, and it was more than just anything either of us had ever experienced. I don't really know how to put it into words. It's very difficult to put into words, but I felt safe with him coming to my house. So, but I don't advise other people to do that. It's definitely not safe. But it is something that we did, and looking back, I wish that we wouldn't have, but it is what it is. That's what happened, so that's our story. So it is what it is.
And what then, yeah, I mean, up until it was time for finals, we were just getting to know each other face to face without the camera in the way, and here we are now.
Here we are, a year and 3 months.
3 months later, sticking to what we said in our first conversation.
Yeah, we're still abstinent, celibate. We're still abstinent and celibate. We still have boundaries in our relationship.
Yep.
We don't, as our parents, the old school terminology, we don't shack up. So we don't do sleepovers. We don't stay the night at each other's places. We make sure, I guess the fourth thing, as far as us setting boundaries, what else would you say?
Making sure we still, even with boundaries set, we still make sure we are communicating and affectionate to each other.
Yeah, intimate, not in a sexual way, but more, I mean, we're intimate with just, I guess, the presence of each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
More like lovey-dovey.
Yeah, like we hug. This is my boo-boo. Yes, we do kiss. We're not one of those Christian couples that are like, we are not kissing till the wedding day. No, because
more power to you.
Y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know me pre-saved. I'm not waiting to kiss nobody to the wedding day. But
honestly, I wasn't either.
But yeah, we kiss. We hug. We, like, I could feel him staring at me. I'm trying not to blush, but yeah, we have those boundaries in place so we don't fall victim to our flesh.
Yep.
And I won't lie, there are times Trel has touched my butt, or maybe we've gotten touchy with each other. You know what I mean? Like, we're not perfect. That's not what we're trying to say. We're not perfect, but we're sticking true to our words, and we're just excited to see where God takes us. Our faith and God's word, we've definitely grown in that aspect of our relationship a ton. Like, I feel like an exponential growth.
Yeah, the growth from the time we met to now, it's
it's an exponential growth. Like, wow, it's really hard to put into words. God is so faithful.
But I think that's
how we met.
That's how we met, and I think that's all it needs to be said for this video.
Yeah.
So please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure you hit that notification button so you
never miss an upload.
All right, y'all.
Peace.